collective. It is Kai. So I wanted to record a video because this is a message for anyone who has possibly victim mentality conditionings and programmings, people who experience love in depths and deepness, those who have experienced falling for someone yet remaining true to the pure intention of love and peace and joy. So this is for those who feel that this isn't a time for you to pity yourself, because it is so important to not pity your expression of love and to not downplay the importance of how that experience truly just shows you how much you feel. And any grievances, any pain, anything of that sort is to show you that you care, and caring is not a bad thing. The reason why I talk about this is because I've realized lately, as of late, that exerting that much energy and attention towards a being that doesn't reciprocate is giving my power away. And it's not necessarily like a personal attack when they don't reciprocate. It's more so a personal choice to debilitate the self just because someone doesn't reciprocate and continuously exerting attention, so therefore pressure and force and presence into a being that does not have the space for it. And that also comes hand in hand with being able to communicate with that person to figure out if there's presence to hold. So fast forward to now, right? I have been I think the best way to describe it is I've been facing myself in terms of how I treat my body, and that is why my eating disorder has been more recently triggered than before. And this attention that I haven't been giving myself is coming in the realizations of compassionate care, purely intentional silence, being with the being and feeling every part of the body, taking time to be patient, to be in the process and progression with no rush. That is this person at this point. I've been just realizing how abundant I am once more. And that is why one does not need to chase or run, or honestly though, run away. Be nervous and anxious and avoidant, because it's just so much work to force myself to be a different way, when literally my free flow comes from this source, and it comes easy. And that is truly me not overthinking these things. But the reason why I bring up this aspect of this experience is because I have these memories that pass through my mind. And I had an oracle card that was pulled today that said, do not base things off of the memories, but oh, I think it's still here. Is it? It's not, but it had something to do with not basing things off of the memories of the past. And especially with being more kind to myself, I have these memories that pass through where I'm like, damn, I really just gave this person something out of my way. Or like, I really just couldn't help but smile and like be within my own gleefulness just because they're there. Or oh my gosh, I can't believe I laughed like that while passing by them. And this is all perception, my own perception of myself. And so, as I've progressed from the processing of these memories passing through my ego mind, my mind, right? I've released that aspect of being negative with myself. I'm like, okay, so I obviously don't want to be kind to that part of me. Why is that? What about it do I find so pitiful? Exhibit A, victim mentality. I am doomed to my reality. And even with that in mind, it's like I acknowledge that I was giving way too much attention and focus externally. It was exerting out of me. So I have been, and I had to realize I need to give myself the proper attention and presence with this being. And even within that, I've acknowledged that yes, I also was very purely intentional, and I do find that side of myself endearing. And I'm like, why? Because I remember the reason why I ended up writing, because I had I guess this is very out of context that I'm talking about all these things, but the story is I had a jaksaro, and this person I had liked for a really long time. It was like about 10 years off and on. And so when I finally was being presented the experience of being around them, it was so overstimulating. And honestly, I just couldn't even possibly focus on it too much, you know? But at the same time, I couldn't help it. That was my feelings. And being able to properly present myself without the emotional being so prevalent and passionate, and it took a lot. It took a lot of perseverance and a lot of patience with myself to get to this point. And so I realized, like, I don't want to pity myself. I don't want to pity myself because I also don't believe that I'm a victim to those emotions. But I ended up writing them a letter. And while I was writing it, I was at my favorite spot for sending up prayers to the heavens. And I walked up it. It's called the grotto. And I walked up this little trail, and I sat crisscross applesauce on this tree stump. And in the sunlight, as the trees were moving in the wind, I wrote this letter. And it was multiple pages. Because what really inspired me to write it was one, my friend, my amazing friend Reed, who was like, why not? You know? And I was like, you're so right. Why did I think of it? A letter. Like, I'm literally so much better at communicating myself in words written. And I wrote this letter looking up at the sky, with the intention of that phrase, why keep something good about someone that I perceive to myself? And so that's why I wrote the letter. And I feel that that truly is my purest intention, is why continue to keep the goodness of myself within me? Obviously, I do need to give it to myself so that I can realize what it actually feels like. And to be within that calm and that presence is truly a gift. And so it's also a very natural part of this process, because as I've been processing how I've experienced it, it's also like how I perceive myself. And I have had experiences that have impressed upon me in a way where I felt like I was too much. I was too much. I feel too deeply. Okay, kind of oil episode for me to even laugh, because it's true, because I, as someone who's into it and a psychic and very connected to my clairs, being around someone that I recognized from a past life that I couldn't put my finger on because I was so immersed in the physical dimensional experience of this lifetime, and someone that I recognized came from the same flame. I wasn't accepting things for how they were. I was actually actively trying so hard to deny everything for so long. So when that happened, where I finally just wrote the letter, I just let all hell break loose. And I realized when I was in despair and grieving, not being able to talk to this person or be around them, I realized how much I cared. And I'm not ashamed of that. Sometimes, yes, it does make me laugh to myself because I wasn't seeing them clearly. They were very apparent, and I was just so within my own experience that I just couldn't even be practical, honestly. Kind of crazy, because as I'm like realizing this and reflecting upon it and then also alchemizing myself, I am truly grateful for that experience in itself, even though I fucking down. I really cried. Like, that was really deep. And that's just how it was for me. And it's like, why do I try to deny myself my own experience? Like, that's just how it was, okay? And that's why I wanted to send this message, because for anyone else who feels very deeply in their own ways, just know that you're not alone. Seriously. Any sort of despair, any sort of loneliness, or intense feelings of love, I think the most important part of what I experienced in terms of what I learned is that it is truly not falling in love. It's rising in love. And that is where I'm at. I'm rising in this love that I have cultivated and that I have redirected and transmutated in order for it to be totally focused on me. And by doing that, I still can express love unconditionally. No conditions, because it's not about the reciprocation. It's about experiencing it purely with the self, so that one can bring it forth to the world and let others be basked in the light of what is considered love to this very person. So, especially with what's going on in the world right now, love truly is the answer. And comes with a lot of experiences and perspectives and perceptions. So I send you support, that you too may show yourself compassion and self-forgive for any moment that you have betrayed your own self, broken your own trust, any moment you weren't faithful to you. I send you love on that journey of self-compassion, compassionate inquiry, and honestly, experiencing love for yourself and the ways that you express love, because it is beautiful in its own way. There's no other way to describe it. So yeah, that's my video for today. Stay connected, subscribe if you like. I post as often as I feel. So sometimes it's every day, sometimes it's multiple times in a day, other times it's once a week. That's like my bare minimum. I really want to be more proactive, is to express myself at least once a week, so that I stay connected to this realm and this profession, because I profess to you that love is powerful. So let it be powerful. Let it be your own forms of powerful. I send everyone in the collective in loving adoration, that we be freely able to flow with another being. And it's not just partnerships, it's connections, it's relationships, it's building respect. Because relationships aren't necessarily easy. It takes effort, it takes awareness, truly. So I send us love equally. You deserve it. You deserve your love. I hope you have realized that. I hope that you continue to realize that. And I as well. Because sometimes it's just not as apparent as it is right now. So this is kind of like a good little shot of ginger lemon cayenne. Healthy but short-lived, because it'll be in my system for a moment and I'll just pee it out, you know? So yeah, cheers to us. I wish you a wonderful rest of your night or day. Apparently there was a meteor shower tonight. Didn't end up going out because I just feel like chilling at home today. So yeah, have a good moment.